Sound on. Transition. Hello, everyone. How are you doing, Mama?
Doing all right. How are you today?
Doing all right. Let's see. Have I done anything exciting since last week? Not really. Can't think of anything exciting that I've really been doing. I guess I've mostly been playing Monster Hunter. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. Did I scare you with the sound on? I need to eventually play like background music or introductory music, but I don't know how to get around like the copyright stuff. I know there's copyright free music. All of that stuff worries me. How are you doing today, Brian? But yeah, I've been playing a bunch of Monster Hunter. And that's it. I need to play Final Fantasy VI this week. That is going to be something I try to do on Wednesday. Yeah, YouTube has a big catalog of royalty-free stuff. Some of it's pretty good. And Brian says he's doing well. But yeah, have you been up to anything fun since last week, Mama?
No.
How about you, Brian? Have you been doing anything exciting that you're willing to share? And while we wait on that, let's go ahead and transition over to the
Not
puzzle.
finding today.
Say again.
That's weird. I'm not finding today.
I still miss what you said, Mama.
Oh,
Not binding?
I'm not finding the YouTube. That's
Oh,
weird.
if you go to subscriptions, that should be the easiest place to find it. If not, then
Well, it doesn't come up the way it always did before. That's
that
weird.
is weird. Brian says he worked all weekend, so it was pretty fun. Nice. Usually, work and fun don't always go together, but hopefully that was not the case for your weekend, and you were being sincere and not sarcastic.
Ah, here we go. That's weird.
Found
That
it.
was weird. Yeah.
Working in a nightclub has its positives. Probably. I'm not super familiar with nightclubs. Um, the loud is usually my biggest issue. I don't do well in loud environments. All right, you got it pulled up, Mama.
Yeah. That was
Nice.
weird.
All right, then today's puzzle, which was also last Tuesday's puzzle, Saturn's Outermost Ring by Leonhard Kohl-Lorting. Normal Sudoku rules apply. For each highlighted cell, if the grid is rotated by 180 degrees around the center of the Sudoku, the contents of the new and old cell have to sum to 10. For example, row 2, column 1, and row 8, column 9 have to sum to 10. Digits in killer cages may not repeat and must sum to the number given in its corner, if given. So, row 2, column 1, and row 8, column 9, we discovered last week that this was an 8 and a 2. But we weren't able to finish the rest of the puzzle, and it took us the entire time, which was a bit frustrating because we wanted to get through more puzzles. We had solved a similar puzzle to this one, but when we looked it up on Logic Masters Germany, we discovered that there was an alternate version, and I wanted to go through this one and see how it was, but it's a lot harder. I guess this one also has a lot of stuff. So, let's see. What all did we discover last time? Well, we had discovered that this row forced this cell to be in one of those two positions, and this cell had to be in one of those two positions over here for similar reasons. And we discovered that if we placed it here, then that would break it in this region. It would also have to be in there, and that would overlap in ways that wouldn't work. So that forced those two to be the same, and by a similar logic, these two had to be the same, because these two pair to be 10. So if this one had been here, and there, then you'd end up with two greens. If this had been there, then those would both be green, which doesn't work. However, we have not yet discovered their identities, whether they are 6 and 4 or 3 and 7. So where else can we look to see some results? This 27, well, it could have a 2. It cannot have an 8, so that's important.
The 19 cage that starts there in box 4.
Right. No 2s.
Oh, never mind. It's not what I wasn't seeing what I thought I saw. Never mind.
Apparently it can't have
has
any
to be-
3s either.
It has to have a 5 in it.
Is it the
Because
5 or the 8
4
that it had to have?
If it's 4, you have to have. Oh, it's the 8. If it's 4, then you have to have 15, which is 7, 8. If it's the 6, it has to have 13, which is 5 and 8. Sorry, it's the 8 that it has to have. I don't know why I thought 5 for a second there.
This 27 cannot have a 1. It cannot have a 2. So it must have 3. It must have 4. And 5. So we've got 6 and 9 or 7 and 8. Wait a second. If this was 7, then that would be 7, which would make that 3. Okay, that would be fine. Never mind. It's not going to cause problems. But if this has a 7 in it, then this would be 6 and 9 and 7. If it has a 7, that's 6 and 9. If it doesn't have a 7, then one of those is 7, which I don't think is helpful because it's just one of those is
27 on the left. Okay. Oh, it has to have 7 or 9. Or both 7 and 9. No, it could
Apparently
have a 6
it can't have.
7.
It can't have 5 in it.
Oh, but look where 6 has to go in box 4.
Right.
It has to be in the 27.
So does 7 and 9. But the 7 can go on the outside. 6 and 9
Right.
have to go inside of box 4, which is why we don't get the 19 resolved.
All right, because we've been through this before. If it's 4 on the bottom, then it has to have 1 on the outside because there are 2 low digits.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one on the outside is either 1 if it's 4. If it's 7, it's going to have to be 2, 3 that's in there, and so that would have to be 2. So it cannot be 4 on the outside in box 4.
This can be a 1 and 6, 7, 9, and a 4 here.
Right. No, but on the outside of in box 4. That's
These 3?
no, still in the 27. Yeah, that one that's off to the side. That one can't be 4. Oh, yes, it can because it'd be 1 in the one in box. Yeah.
Well, if this is a 4, then we'd have to place... Oh, because 7's a requirement. You can put
Right.
You can put a 7 here, 6 and 9, a 1 and a 4. Okay.
Right.
Darn it.
I think we talked about that last week.
Probably. And it doesn't even align well with this 3-4 up here, which is a problem. Because it has to have 3 or 4 in it. But
Oh,
because the
right.
4 can be here,
Over there, it doesn't. Right.
it doesn't do anything to this 1, 3 down at the bottom.
Other than it would make if it's 4 on the left, then it's 3 on the bottom
Yeah.
because it would have to be
This 18 we know is 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because it can't have an 8. And it can't have a 2. And it can't have a 1. I guess it's just the 1 and the 2 being out forced it to be 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3 forces the 3 up there.
the 29 on top.
Yeah. No
Has to have both
2s.
3 and 4.
Right. 1, 3, 4, 7.
It cannot have a 6 in it.
Right. So 5 and 9. 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. Unfortunately, nothing looks at this one.
Right, yeah.
That places 6 up top. And if we put 6 here, then we can put 6 over there. So that's perfectly fine. I almost wonder if we've made a mistake getting here. But I can't think of what that might be.
Yeah, Brian G. Yes, so does the 180 degrees equal sum of 10 rule?
Yeah, it's only the outside ring. Yep, only anything on this ring. So the 7 pairs with the 3, 4 and 6, 8 and 2, 8 and 2, 2, 8, 9 and 1. The 7, 9 with the 1, 3, that's 6, 7 with that 3, 4. Going around in those pairs. The corners here, that one there. We don't even know that one of those has to be a 5, which would be really useful, because that would eliminate a 5 from here, and there, and there. And there, actually. Although, if one of those was 5, then it would mirror over here, and we'd get 5 across the center there. Those two would be forced to be 5. That would be a 5. And we've already got 5 there. I know I need a 5 in here, which would be in there. And then you'd have 5 there. This would be fixed. You'd get a 4 here. But if these two are 5, then you get 5s there. That's already 5. You still have 5 up there. In this box somewhere in that region. One of those two. In this box somewhere. Might have highlighted it wrong previously. Got it. When I asked that, your notes were covering the rules. I see what it says about the highlighted area. Oh, do I still have the notes? Oh, I guess it was probably the drop down there. Luckily, the rules in this puzzle aren't too long, because sometimes this little region in here has a scroll bar. And I guess knowing what's in this region doesn't help, because it's... Is this 4 through 9 as possibilities? I believe so. And then if we look at this. 1, 2, and 8 are definitely out. 8 is definitely out. 1 and 3 is definitely
Well, 3 has to be in that 27 cage, and it has to be in box 6.
right.
9 has to be in box 6, in the 27 cage.
Right.
So in
No,
box 6,
9's not
oh, it's
required in
6,
this
9,
one.
or 7, 8.
Yeah. Maybe it has something to do with these 6 digits. So if we think about, let's say this is an 8. That's going to force this to be a 2, which will force this situation. So if this is an 8, that ends up being a 2. Then what else do we learn?
Does the one on the left have to have a 7 in it?
Yes.
Okay.
And so does, if this is an 8, so would the one on the right, which is going to make this a 6 and a 4. And if this is a
Right, so
6 and a... Go ahead.
if the 7 is in the cage in box 4.
Which it is required to
Yeah.
be.
Well, in box 4.
Right.
Then it means it's 6 in the bottom of the 19 cage.
Yeah.
Which makes green 7 and black 4. But that...
And black would be
Oh,
3.
no, green 3. Yeah, I can add.
But if this is an 8, well, goes out for a moment. Because you don't even
Well,
have
if
2
that's
if this is a
4,
4.
then that has to be 1.
Right. To force this to be 9.
Which makes the rest of the 27 cage 3, 4, 5, 6, which leaves the 7 as being 7.
Yeah.
That doesn't interfere with green. That's 9 and 7. That's doesn't interfere with anything.
Yeah. And then these would be fine.
Yeah.
This is 4 or 5, so this would be 5 or 6. 5, 7 pair is going to place a 9, although I guess a 7 is going to place that 9, so that's a 6. So 6 would come out, 4 would come out, and then this would have to be 1, 3, so 7 or 9, can't be a 7, so this would be a 1. And then this would be a 4, 9 pair.
Which puts 1 in box 2.
1's already placed in box 2.
That's box 4.
Oh, that's, yep. Silly me. 1 here. So it has to be in one of those 2.
Which resolves the 1, 3, and
Boxes 8 and 5. Now that I learned how to do math.
yeah, well.
That's a 3, so these are a 4, 6 pair. Making these a 4, 6 pair. Making these a 5, 7 pair. Two or 4, 6 or 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is out, 3 is out, 1 is out. 6 or 8. 3, 4, 5, 6. This can't be a 3.
Right. Box 4. The 1, 3, 4, 5 in the third cell. It can't be 5 or 1 or 4.
I'm going to take 3 out of that.
Those are 6, 7, and 9. Yeah, and nothing is.
Yeah. Nothing's breaking.
Right.
So if we go back over here and ask the question, if this is an 8, then that's a 2. That's going to force both of these to be how they have to be.
Right.
And the bonus of this being an 8 is that we get a 7 forced in here, so that gives us 6, 4, and 9, 7, which is going to give us 3 and 1. Yeah, so this would be 3, 4, 5, and 7. Or that's not a 3. And if this is a 2, then we get 3, 6, and 9, and a 7 on the outside. Which is going to give us 5, 6, and 4, placing a 9. This would be 7, 8. Right. 8 comes out, 7 comes out, 2 comes out, 3, 6, and 9. That one's not a 1, so it's a 5. 5 comes out of both of
Those
those.
are both 1.
I missed the 4.
Okay.
That one couldn't be a 4 because of the 4 here. 1, 3, and 5. Or this one isn't a 5.
The bottom one could be a 9.
This one's already a 9. This is
Oh,
4 and
right.
9.
Right.
That's a 6, then that's a 4. Make that a 6. And I guess this is 1 or 3. But now, I mean, that would force this to be a 3.
Yeah.
And then a 5. Get a 7-9 pair. 1 or 3 to go along with that. This is 4 or 5, so that's an 8. And, well,
All
this
right.
would be
So
3,
what we
4,
know on
5.
that 20, the 20, that a 20, what's the top
Where
cage?
would
That a
where would
20?
6 go in this row? If this
Oh,
was an
that was
8.
7.
The 6 has to go in one of these two positions.
Right.
And 3 has to go in one of these two positions. And if this is an 8, that can't be a 6.
Right.
So did I mess up and say, because if this is an 8, that's a 6 and that's a 4. But then this has to be 4, 5, or 6.
Well, it
If
can't
that's a
be
4,
6.
it can't be a 4. It can't be a 6 because it can't pair with the 8.
Right.
And then somehow these are both 5? Hold on. Okay. If this is an 8, you get 4, 5, or 6 here. Because it's an 8, it's not a 6. Because we have to have a 7, which is going to make us 6 and 9. This ends up being a 4, so this would have to be a 5. This would have to be 3, and that would have to be 6. Because that's a 4, and that's a 9. How do we get the rest of this to be correct? 6.
All right.
6, 4, 3, 8, and 2. 7 and 9 is out, and so is 5. So 1 has to come out of the rest of that. That can't be a 5. Did I just mess up? I mean, that's very, very likely.
Maybe.
1, 3, 4, and 6. 4 and 6 are next to it, so that's a 1 or a 3 paired with that 1 or 3. This is 4 or 5. It can't be a 5, so it's a 4.
Well, the top of column 6, there has to be a 1 because that's the only place for a 1 to go in that box.
Right.
In box 2.
1, 2. Well, now 3 is removed out of box 2. Oh, right, because one of these two had to be a 3.
Right.
And if this ends up being a 1-3 pair, then I can't have 3 in one of these two.
Right. Okay, so it does not work with 8.
Right, because if this ends up being a 3, you get a 4-6 pair there.
Right.
So if 8's removed and 2 is removed, then it has to be 1-4, and it has to be 6-9. So 7 is removed from here. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9. Now this can be a 6, which doesn't help us there. This being 1 and 4 removes 3. Now we still have 4 as one of those two.
But 3 has to go along the top row of box 4. Which
Right.
takes 3 out of the top of box 6.
And the 1, 3 took it out of the bottom there.
So does that place the 3 in box 6?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, 1 got forced into here. So we know we have 1 in this region and there. So that's not a 1. So 1 is one of those two. If 1 is one of those two, then it can't be either of these, because it must be in there. Who is one of those two now over here? Although we sort of already knew that. 9 is removed from this digit because 1 was removed from up there. So 9 has to be one of these two, and it gets removed from this set. Although we should have known that because 9 is forced in here, so it's not there. And that wasn't a 1 also, so that confirms that. OBS Studio.
Uh-oh.
Reconnection successful. See if we get our frames to come back. The connection keeps going in and out. We need to be sending more megabytes. Or megabits. Open widget. At least we caught it right away, because that's when YouTube is saying there's an error. No data. Well, it says it's sending like half as much as we're supposed to be sending. And we're back up to error. Well, it appears we are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. Are we back? Not quite yet. Nope, still stuttering. Still stuttering. Fine. Do 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 do. And there's not really anything I can do about it. Just wait. Yeah, because there's nothing else on my computer that's really using up a bunch of bandwidth. As far as I'm aware, I'm the only one who might even be using the internet. Oh, looks like we're almost back. Not quite. Nope. Still dropping frames. Oh, it wanted to quit streaming again. I can go to details and be like, OBS. Have higher priority. Why do I have 4, 5, 6 browser pages open? That might be problematic. I wonder. It seemed to have helped. Alright, I'm going to turn our sound back on. So I think we're back.
I'll share your screen again.
Oh, turn it off. Stop streaming. Share screen, echo.
Weird.
Alright, so it's on the I'll be right back screen. That's where I want it to
There we
be.
go.
And then we transition back to the Sudoku screen. Alright, that popped up on my phone. Coolness. Alright, we are back. Hey, we're back. Make sure to refresh the screen if I'm not showing. Alright. Is the chat reloading on my phone? Let's just go to YouTube and reopen it. Alright, well, chat is going to be scuffed, but it is what it is, hopefully. Or hopefully it's not what it's not. Okay. Maybe it's just being weird. Anywho, alright. It's annoying. Work. Aha! Okay, cool. Chat is working. Alright, that's working, that's working. Then we can resume the puzzle. First try. Alright. Resume. So we were asking the question, what happens if this is a 4? Well then, this would be 3 or 5. This would... Well, it would have to be a 1, because it's the only place a 1 could go in the column.
Right,
That would
the
be a 5.
27 cage.
27 cage on the left or the right?
On the left, yeah. Has to have the 7 in box 4.
So then that would be a 4 and a 1. 6, 7, 9. 2 and 4, wouldn't it be?
Yeah,
Because that's 5, 8. So that's 3.
So then in column 9, box 6.
6, 8, and 9.
Which the 6, 8, and 9 in box 6. That 4, 5.
3, 4, and 6. Because 5 has to be one of those. Okay, so a bit simpler. Focusing on how this corner works. If this is a 4, then that pushes 4 to be one of those two. But this is a 3. So that's a 3 and that's a 4. And now I need 5 to be one of these. Well, that's the 5. And so that's the 6. And so now I need 4, 6, and 9 in here. But with this being a 4, that's a 6. That is a 4. That ends up being a 5, 7 pair. And we get 1, not a 6. 5 and 8. this ends up being a 3 and 2, 4. So now I have to have 6 and 8 over here as well. And I can't put that many 6s over here. So this isn't a 4, because if it is, that has to be 6.
Right.
But then there's no 5s. Because if this is a 4, that's a 4, and then I get my 2, 4 pair here. Yeah, because that will be 3 and that will be 3. So then 2, 4. Which forces 6 to be there. And if that's a 4, that's a 3, that's a 3, and that's a 4. And then I wouldn't have a 5. So this has to be a 9. One, 3, and 4 places a 5. We get 7, 9. 6, 7, 9. This gives us a pair of 5s. You were about to say something?
Just the 5. In the
4
corner.
now has to be one of those two, so it's not these. So 6, 5, 8, 3, 7, 3s, 6. Those are both 9. Ah, that's a contradiction. That's a 7. So 6 places 4, places 6, places 9, 9 and 7, 1, 4, 6, 5, 8. And then what?
Column 6, the 5, 6 pair places a 4 in the top.
Right. Where's 4 in this column? Can't be any of these, or any of those, and then the 2 4s place it there. I guess another way of looking at it is that the 4 X-Wing takes it out of there, and those 2 4s remove it from the rest of the box. Six, 7, 8. Two, 4. No. Okay, I think it's something to do with these. Because if I
Yeah,
get
if the one,
place this 6. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say place the 8, swap the, instead of 4 and 6 there, put 8 and 2. Because I think I was looking at that, and I think it broke.
Get 5 and 6, 4 and 5. 8. Yeah, the 5, 8.
Yeah.
Because if this is an 8, then that's a 4.
5 and an 8, yeah.
So this cannot be an 8, it's a 6. 4, 2, 8, 5, 4, 7, 2, 6, 5, 2, 8, 8, 7, 9, 7, 6, 8, 5, 8, 7, 2, 9, 5, 8, 5, and 7. And finally, we're done with this puzzle in a sort of don't just bifurcate everything. Try every option. This corner is really hard to work through the options and see like the consequences without just simply doing all the things. I guess I'm gonna have to still stick with it being not just regular nice. I don't know whether or not it's possible to do it. It's so hard to see the consequences.
Yeah.
Just from these few cells here, and what all that they impact. All right. That and the internet going out doesn't help. But let's go ahead and try and take on the next puzzle, Illuminati by Sumanta, and in parentheses, Anu. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Illuminati cell. Green cells are Illuminati cells. A digit on an Illuminati cell cannot repeat along the 4 orthogonal and 4 diagonal directions from the given cell. Magic square. Green cells also form a magic square extended. Croppy dots. White dots connect consecutive digits. Black dots connect dots with a 1:2 ratio. Not all possible dots are given. Renban. Purple lines contain consecutive digits in any order. For example, 465 is fine on a 3-cell line. And killer cages. Digits in a cage sum to the total in the total given in the corner of the respective cages. Alright, now that I have read it first try, let's begin.
Well, the magic square, we know that that center's a 5. Want to go through and explain why?
I guess the first thing I would want to go for is just simply proving...
It wouldn't have to be.
Yeah, that all of the digits are unique. But while this cell sees all of these, as well as these two because of the anti-diagonal rule, basically the green squares are anti-queen, is another way of thinking about it. I could still put a 1 over here. Say again?
The center digit sees all of them.
Right. So that one's definitely unique, but I could have those repeat, which is mildly problematic.
Yeah, knight's move.
Anti-knight?
Well, expanded for the green.
Uh-huh.
It's not really. So from the center of a side to a corner
Right.
of the green.
Yeah.
Makes it sort of anti-knight. Anyway, the black property dots in box 5.
Oops. It does mean 2 and 4 are removed, because those are required. Not helpful enough for the 20, though. Hmm. All right. Well, even with the idea that I can have repeats, what possibilities does that give me? Because I know this is unique. Those two can repeat. Those two can repeat. Or it could be those two. And then I could have those two repeat. And those two repeat. So I could have 4 pairs of repetitions.
Right.
Okay, well, let's just go through it. Let's say these two repeat. Then these two would have to repeat. Because the center, it doesn't matter what the center is. We can essentially ignore the center. Because if these two are the same, then because these two diagonals have the same sum, then whatever digit that is must be that, because if we subtract that out, then red plus blue must equal red plus blue. And if this...
But then the other diagonal would have to be the same. Because red and blue plus whatever that third one is are going to have to equal the same thing.
Right. In fact, all 3 of those would have to be the same.
Right. And that's not allowed given rules of the puzzle.
And that just started with the concept of 1 repetition. Because we know that these two are different. And if this is a repeat, then that would be forced to go there, but then we have green all the way across the diagonal. Okay, so then that eliminates our allowance for... Yeah. And so with that, then, because they have to be 9 unique digits, the center must be a 5. And then, so the reason for that, because we just proved that they're 9 unique digits, then the sum is 1 through 9, which sums to 45. And I have 3 rows, which are all the same, so they're 3 15s. And so the only way to get 15 is to place a 5 in the middle. And this 5 will then be part of 1, 2, 3, 4 ways of making 15. And if I tried to put a 4 in the middle, I'd have to repeat a 4 eventually with the 6, 4, or if 4 would need 11, which would be 4 and 7. And if I put a 6 in there, then the 4 ways to make 9 would have to include 6 and 3. 5's the only way, because 10 can be done in 4 different ways without using a 5. And then we ask the question, well, where can 9 go? Well, if I put the 9 here, then that's 5 and 1, and then I get 2 and 4, but then this other line wouldn't be allowed. So I know that my odd digits of 1 and 9 must go vertical and horizontal from the 5, and then 2 and 4 are going to go vertical or horizontal from the 9, and then opposite the 2 and 4 is going to have to be 6 and 8, and so 3 and 7 are left to be paired with 1 and 9. So with that information, What does that give us? What does that give us? Well, we know the 20 in the middle no longer has a 5, so that is 389. So the 8 comes out, and we get a 2 in the middle. And then these two sum to 7, which is either 1, 6 or 3, 4.
And the 2's come out of the green in boxes 1 and 9 because they see the 2 in box 5 diagonally.
Right. So 8 comes out from... Wait. 8 comes out of these two, and then 4 and 6 come out of these two. We still get 9 as anywhere, but...
Right.
1, 6 or 3, 4.
But in box 5, we're left with 6 and 7.
Six, 5, 4. This is forced to be an 8. And this can be a 7 to connect to 6, or if this is a 7, then it could go up to 9, or down to 6.
And
9, 8, 7. 8,
right.
7, 6. 3, 4, 5,
It
or
can't
2.
be. It sees 2. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. It's only from the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Do it in Illuminati.
Now, these two can't be a 1-3 pair, but one of them could be 3 and the other 7 or 9. Or 1 and 7. Although I guess it would have to be 1 and 7. They couldn't be a 1-3 pair anyway. Could they? No, because you would just produce 7 and 9 there. But if this is 1, then that's 9. So that would be 1 and 7. Or if this is 3, then that's 7 and 9. Or they could just simply be a 7-9 pair and it's not impactful at all. So, two, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 8, 7, 6. Well, it has to have a 6 or a 7 in it. So that's either 5 and 9 or 6, 7, 8. So then what? Do we need to look at these dots? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8? Oh, 8 pairs with 2.
Right. And
So 9
in going
there,
across
north and 7.
row 8, the Illuminati across from the 2. Yeah.
Well, if this had been a white dot, it would eliminate, well, no, it wouldn't even eliminate anything. Because I was thinking over here, could this be an 8? Well, why not? 8 pairs with 7 and 9, and that's 3 digits in 3 cells, so not a problem. So now what? Now what? We have this 1, 3, which pairs with one of the 1, 3s in here. So this couldn't be.
Alright,
Well, it can repeat that one. It just can't repeat it.
alright, if coming down column 8, the 3 green ones, if it's 8, 1, if it's 1 in the center.
And 6.
Right. Well,
7,
the 1.
9, 4. 1, 4, 1.
Yeah.
There's 9 there. Did it not do as much as you thought?
No.
Well, we do know that this is a 1, 3 pair, and those both look at there, so that can't be 1 or 3. So this can't be a 6, or, well, it can still be a 2 if the bottom's a 4. And a 7, 9 pair eliminates 7 and 9 from here. Now, we know we have 7, so that's 7 there. And a 6 here, and a 7 that connects to 6, 7, 8. 7's out of that. 6 is out of there, so 1's out. And now he can't connect 8 and 6. So this is a 3, those aren't. 3, 4, 5 can't connect to 6, so that's 4, but this is still 2, 3, 4, or 3, 4, 5.
But that places the 1 and the 3.
3, 9, 7, 1, and 6. 4, not a 4, not a 3. 1, 8, and 9. 1 and 3 is out. 8 is out. Can't pair 6 with anything. You can do any of those. You know 4 exists. 8's not there. 8 and 3 is out. 6 is gone.
The 21 cage 4 is out.
4 is out. I'm not even sure why I put 4 in there to begin with.
Well, 14 is 6 and 8. Because there's no 9 available now.
Right. 6 and 8. Well, that has to be a 2. Connect with that. 4. 2, 8. 3. No.
4,
4.
6.
6. And those aren't 6s, so that is. That's 10. That's even, so this is odd. 3, 5, 7, or 9. It's not a 7. 4, 8 means 1, 3, 5, or 9. 1, 3, 5, or 9. On 3 down here. 1, 5, or 9 across the row. 6, 3, 2, and 4. 7 and 8 are removed from those two, but otherwise unhelpful. Looking for something else to be useful. Nine takes 9 out of these two. 1 takes 1 out of here, and out of there. 3. 4. Maybe this column is the 2 croppy dots. 4, 2, 1, 7, 8. These two can't be 9. That's not a 6. 2, 4.
9 can be placed then in column 4. Oh, no, it can't. Never mind.
2 and 4. 4 and 6. 5 and 7. 2, 6, 7, and 3.
3.
There's kind of too many options for here, but 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not a 6. Alright, well, that 8 just affects this diagonal along with the 2. So this 7 pulls stuff out of there.
Well, I thought it
3,
only ruled it out from the actual. Oh, no, it's the entire row, isn't it?
yeah. A digit on an Illuminati cell cannot repeat
Right.
along the 4 orthogonal and 4 diagonal directions from the given cell. So 3 comes out of both of those. So 2 is no longer a valid cell there, or valid digit. So now 6 is a requirement there, because it's the only even digit. Nine takes the
Oh, well,
9
the
out of
5
here.
in the center, the diagonals.
The 5 took the 2 out. That should have been something seen a long time ago.
Yeah, and Would have noticed it if I'd remembered it was the entire and not
Yeah,
just the other greens. I don't know why I was thinking.
that can't be a 9 because that can't be an 8.
So now 9 can be placed in column 4.
5, 6 pairs, and place 3, 7, 6, and 5. 1, 2, and 4. 4, 1, and 2. 6 and 7, 2, 3 pair means 4. No, there's a 4 right there.
5, 7, 8.
Thank you. 6 can't pair with 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Neither can be a 6. That can't be 2, so that's not a 1. 3 and 4 means this isn't a 5. 1 and 3 both pair with 2. 4 pairs with 5. Alright, 1 doesn't help. 9 doesn't help. 3 no longer helps. 7 takes the 7 out of there. 5, 8 pair places a 7.
2, 3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5. Where apparently that one's a 3, so none of the rest are. That's a 5, so neither of these two are. 4 and 2. 2, 1 or 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. 9, 6, and 3. 5, 7, 4, and
8.
5.
5, 7, 8 triple in row 1.
Not 4 is there. This is a 5 because it sees the one up there, so that's not. 4, 2, 6, 3, 5, and 8.
Can't be a 5 either in the one you just. Because the
Right.
diagonal of the green.
Just those. Alright, how about these two? 7, 8, 9, and a 6. 9, 6. And 8 is removed from being way up there. So. Oh, 1, 9. That's 1 and 9 out of there.
Box 7, cell 3 is 5 or 9.
Box 7. Cell 3,
Cell,
you said was
yeah.
5 or 9?
Yeah, it sees everything else.
And it also sees 5, so that's a 9.
Oh, right, I forgot the diagonal.
1, 2,
3,
3, 4,
4,
5, 6, 8.
8.
5, 4, 3, and 8. How about these two first? 5, 6, which are fixed.
7 and
7,
8.
8. And then the last 3,
1,
1,
3,
3, and
9.
there we go. Masters Germany. Ah, Illuminati does the Path of Light. Anywho, column 9. Oops, spoilers. And difficulty-wise, it's like on the easy side of average. Yeah, I'm gonna say easy side of average. Alright, then do we tackle this one now in the 8 minutes we have, or do we leave that for next time?
I would leave it for next time.
Alright. Then switch back over to the talking screen. And yeah. Alright. Anything you want to say before we sign off, Mama?
Night night.
Night night. That. Alright. Anyone who watches this back, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. If you would like to see more content of the channel, that is Sudoku. Normally Mondays and Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, although it won't be tomorrow.
I didn't know about not tomorrow.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you. I'm sorry.
Alright.
And then Monster Hunter World will be on Saturday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. And then Final Fantasy VI I will play sometime this week. I promise. Aside from that, if there's any other content you want to see, I've got a ton of games on Steam. I believe there's a link to my Steam library in the description down below. And of course, if you would like to see me play some other game, there's a donation link as well, if you'd like to donate the money, or you can send me a message, or I guess you can send me... You would have to send me a friend request on Steam, and then I would have to accept it, and messaging would occur, and then you can gift me a game. Perhaps just donate with a message saying, hey, please play this game. Aside from that, yeah. I think I've said all the things. Mama said goodnight, so thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.